Alice had been married to Lucas for 5 years. They were an ordinary couple with an ordinary life. Lucas was a talented landscaper. After a successful apprenticeship with a landscaping company that was owned by his friend, he felt it was time to venture on his own and start his own company. Alice worked as a receptionist at a small accounting firm within the city. Having grown up in the countryside, she had always yearned for city life and all its glamour. She couldn't wait for a chance to don elegant dresses and expensive shoes, attend extravagant parties and travel the world. With Lucas trying to get his business on its feet, and Alice's small income as a receptionist, the money was tight, and they had to forego many things. Despite the financial struggles, they had a deep love for one another. As weeks turned into months, with their financial situation showing no signs of improvement, the reality was slowly dawning on Alice that she would never experience the glamorous and expensive lifestyle she had dreamed of. The excitement and passion of their marriage were slowly being engulfed by the daily financial struggles. They could feel that they were beginning to drift apart, but none of them had the courage to admit this fact. Instead, they ignored these feelings and preoccupied themselves with their work. A storm was starting to brew. Alice began to feel a great sense of discontentment with her life. She could not imagine that this would be her lifestyle for the rest of her life. The situation was made worse by the occasional meetups that Alice had with her girlfriends. Their life seemed perfect. They were either getting better jobs, getting promoted, going for holidays, or buying their own homes. As for Alice, she felt stuck. She could not even afford to buy herself new outfits, and sometimes, her girlfriends had to cover her bills when they had the meetups. In one of the meetups, Alice met a charismatic and handsome man named Michael. He was everything Lucas was not: spontaneous, adventurous, and rich. Alice was drawn to Michael like a moth to a flame, and they soon began a secret affair. The lifestyle that Alice had yearned for, she was now living it. Michael spoiled her with expensive gifts, holidays, and interesting adventures in the city. As weeks turned into months, Alice's feelings for Michael deepened. She believed that he was the missing piece in her life, and that he would give her the happiness she craved. When Alice finally discovered she was pregnant, she was overjoyed. She believed this would bind her and Michael even closer together, as they would now share a child. She envisioned a life filled with love, happiness and abundance, far removed from her troubled marriage with Lucas. Alice eagerly shared the news with Michael, expecting him to embrace the prospect of fatherhood and a future together. But to her shock and dismay, Michael revealed a painful truth: he was already married, with a family of his own. He explained that he couldn't leave his wife and children for her. She could however not blame Michael for hiding this truth, because she had also not disclosed to him that she was married. Alice was shattered. The dream she had built with Michael came crashing down around her. Desperate and devastated, she knew she had to face the consequences of her choices. When she finally confessed her affair and the pregnancy to Lucas, the hurt in his eyes was palpable. He had been oblivious to Alice's unhappiness, discontent and eventual betrayal. He knew their marriage was not perfect, but he never imagined Alice would cheat on him. Despite her sincere apologies and pleas for forgiveness, Lucas felt that their trust had been irrevocably shattered. Overwhelmed by guilt and regret, Alice tried everything she could to make amends and save her marriage. But the damage was done, and Lucas could no longer trust the woman he had once loved so deeply. In the end, Alice's actions had consequences that changed the course of her life forever. She learned the hard way that sometimes, the pursuit of happiness can lead to a path of heartbreak and regret, leaving her to pick up the pieces.